Day 106, I did the white rice chicken. I did not do the hot salsa. I did do the beans, black beans, and queso, and sour cream, corn, and guac, and lettuce. I just had to go with the corn. The hot was too hot for me tonight. Kayla Ebbe doing an Educator Shout Out Interview with...
I'm Scott Thomsen. I'm a principal right now in Davis, California, and I'm also a former history teacher and educator of about 20 years.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scott, for being here and being part of the Educator Chipotle Challenge.
Sure.
Sharing a meal with me tonight. Scott, are there any educators that you would like to shout out to, and how did they make a difference in your life?
So the first teacher that really I remember making a difference was my 6th grade teacher, who got me interested in all kinds of subjects. I remember not really liking math until I hit 6th grade, and then he made math interesting and enjoyable, and unfortunately then I got to 7th grade and I didn't like math again. But one of the things I remember is I lived across the street from my elementary school, and I got chicken pox, and I was out for 2 straight weeks, and my teacher came right to my door and brought me work and just told me what was going on in class, and just kind of the personal touch. So
Wow.
Mr. Joyce.
Mr. Joyce?
Mr. Joyce. Yep. Not sure where he is right now, but Mr. Joyce. And then the other is Ms. Bradley in my junior year in high school. She gave me a B+ in English for semester 1, semester 2, something like that. One of those 89.4 B+, instead of writing up to an A-.
Yeah.
And a couple weeks before, I had done a presentation, and it was part of a group of like 3 or 4 students, and I did nothing. I stood there and said nothing, contributed nothing, just let everybody else do the work. And when I went in to try to convince Ms. Bradley to round it up, she was like, no, your last presentation, you didn't show me, do anything for me.
Yeah.
Or for your team, and that's the most important thing. So no, I'm not going to move you up. And I got it. So in fact, I wrote her after I'd graduated college, and basically said I appreciate, you holding the line on that, because it made me think I was always a better team player from then on out. So holding the line is important.
For sure.
Sometimes with certain circumstances.
Absolutely. So Mr. Joyce and Miss Bradley.
Yes, Ms. Bradley.
Awesome.
And I think Ms. Bradley just retired.
Ooh, congrats, Miss Bradley. Yeah. Thank you for making a difference in Scott's life. Scott, do you always get hot salsa in your Chipotle? Is it hot?
Yes. It's spicy, and I like it.
Good. That's great. I couldn't hang with it tonight. I couldn't do it, even though it was recommended. Oh, you could get the sour cream, and it would take down the spice a little bit.
I understand.
Not tonight, but at some point I will try the hot salsa.
Worth it.
Count on it. Hold me accountable, folks. I will try the hot salsa. Scott, what resources do you believe, as a principal and educator and parent, are necessary in schools to support our students' mental, social, emotional health and well-being?
I think first and foremost, it takes good people. Education is not a business where you get rich. It's something that people go into because they're passionate about. I think if you don't have teachers who are willing to, put in time, it kind of doesn't matter too much what curriculum is. That's kind of what makes the difference.
Definitely. People and the relationships.
Yep.
Gosh, I'm gonna slip up. It's Mr. Joyce and Miss Bradley. So Miss Bradley coming to your house, like that sort of thing. That personal touch, as you said. It's about those relationships, and I can relate that if it weren't for the relationships of the people that I'm going to shout out to eventually, that I don't remember all the lessons that they taught academically or even necessarily life lessons, but how they treated me, I remember, and the connection that I felt.
Yeah, you have a kind of a mental image and attached to it. I mean, the further back you go, it's often, oh, it was, that was a good year, or that year was not. Let's just go ahead and forget about that year.
Right.
And usually the good years had, memories of really supportive humans.
Absolutely.
Taking care of you.
Absolutely. Shout out to those supportive humans out there. And you are one of them. So,
Try to be.
noteworthy. Any other components or any systems or programs that you've witnessed or been a part of in your years as an educator that support mental health and wellness?
Well, I think school counselors are a critical component. Students being able to go talk to somebody about school, but also how to kind of manage school and life. That's becoming more and more recognized, I guess, by lots of people as really important.
Scott, is there any advice that you would give your, what do you want to call it, 7th grade self, 10th grade self, your junior high and high school self at this point in your life?
Yeah, actually, I would tell my 7th grade self, you're fine, you're not weird, it's going to be okay. And I would tell my 10th grade self to get over it and just do your homework and get it done and don't procrastinate. And I think sometimes we lose sight of that. Working with young people, we are who we are right now, and if we don't stop to think about the struggles that we've overcome and to give room a lot of times for students to be able to struggle and work through things,
Right.
then that's one of the biggest contributions that adults can make to young people as they're growing up. Is it's we're gonna try to keep you safe, but if rotten things happen, there are ways to work around it, and you're not alone. That's the big thing too. Everyone has issues and problems in varying degrees, but you don't have to walk by yourself.
Right.
You don't have to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, I just come back to Mr.
Yep.
Joyce came to your house.
Yep.
Miss Bradley is the one that held the line, and
Yeah. I was not happy with her
right.
but I was grade grubbing. I mean, I was only interested in getting from a B to an A and not interested in the learning, and I totally bypassed that in a group presentation, and I completely deserved to be. Not even a B plus, I deserved to be, as my mother would later say.
She could have pulled you out of that,
Yeah.
given you an A minus,
Yeah.
not held the line, not held you accountable, not given you an opportunity to handle the consequences in a, that was not a make or break kind of situation. But I think similar to what you're saying, adults can allow those opportunities for young people to struggle and to support them along the way, and to, you know, do things for them when necessary, but also doing it with them and supporting
Sure.
them through it, and providing them with the tools to overcome things. And
Yeah.
is there anything else that you would, any other tips that you would give yourself or other young people watching this, or even educators too?
I think being happy and having things to look forward to now, like in the next couple days or in the next couple weeks, we really need to keep in mind to make sure that students are having those opportunities. Because I think we make, you know, as a teacher, I remember telling students all the time, well, you need to learn this now in order to have a good life later. And
Right.
everyone deserves a good life right now. Everyone deserves to be secure, to be happy, to look forward to things, to have opportunities right now. So it doesn't matter if you're, you know, getting a PhD or cranking through 7th grade math. You know, and you need to work hard to get there, but it doesn't have to be a dreary slog through, you know, postponing happiness, I guess.
For sure. And that
Gotta be happy now.
like constantly trying to better ourselves, or like one up ourselves for that next goal or that next achievement. And once we reach that, like, what's the next thing? And just being able to be in the moment and take some of that pressure off of the future and enjoy the moments of now.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
most definitely.
I think our society is, at least in the U.S., it seems like it's really go, 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 and that reminder falls short sometimes. Young people to adults and people in between just need that permission, or need that, you know, reminder to slow down.
Yeah. Well, back to that, it's going to be okay.
Right.
If
And
your grades aren't what you want them to be, it's going to be all right. If you don't make the basketball team, I know it stinks, but you know, there are other opportunities that are going to present themselves.
right.
Sometimes you wait a long time, sometimes you don't, but it's coming. We'll get there.
Yeah. And if not
We'll get
that,
there.
then something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think keeping an open mind and just like as open-hearted as you can be, those opportunities will present themselves. And if you seize the moment, you know, they'll come.
That's right.
They'll come. They'll be there. Any advice for aspiring educators?
Aspiring educators?
Yeah.
Get in here. Do it. If you're thinking about it, it's... I wouldn't want to be doing anything else, because of the people you get to work with, the lives that you affect on the daily, right?
Yeah.
And it's challenging. There's something new every day. You kind of pick the level you're comfortable with. Like junior high is my game. It's what I'm good at. Which is ironic, because I was not a good junior high student at all. So, full circle.
Full circle impact.
Yeah, but yeah, just, you know, the more you investigate and look in, like, to see what different teachers are doing, there's just so much good that you can impact young people and the way our society, you know, is structured. So they talk about that, you know, be the change you wish to seek.
Yep.
go.
You probably wouldn't be able to answer like how many lives you have touched, but I can guarantee that you've touched lives, and you've been an educator for how many years?
Pushing 20. This is 19.
19.
Yep.
And I mean, probably in the thousands at this point.
Yep.
I mean, that would, if I'm doing the math right,
Yeah.
that would
Somewhere
have
around
to
there.
be
Somewhere around
correct.
there.
But
Yeah.
it's about the outcome, not the income, and
That's good. I like that.
I can't remember where I got that, but it's not an original statement. Okay. Anything else to share with folks watching?
No, just thanks to this counselor for doing all the work that she's doing. She's amazing.
Thank you, Scott.
Yep.
I really appreciate you. I've had the pleasure of
Welcome.
working with this guy for almost 5 years now. He welcomed me in when I was moving from Idaho
That's right.
to California, and he and his family have just welcomed me with open arms, and I really appreciate you. You've been an instrumental person in my journey to California and in California. So you're just an amazing human being, and educator,
Thanks.
and father,
Yeah.
and all the other roles that you play in your life.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
love you, SJT.
You too.
So it's been Kayla Ebbe with the Educator Chipotle Challenge, doing an Educator Shout Out Interview with
Scott Thomsen.
Scott Thomsen on day 106 of the Educator Chipotle Challenge. Much love, folks. Keep it real, and aspiring educators out there, get after it. You're going to make a difference.
Come join us.
Come join us.
We have shirts.
We have shirts and pencils, probably even Post-it notes. Paper,
Sticky notes.
sticky notes,
All kinds of good stuff.
all sorts of office supplies. Who doesn't love stationery? I mean, comes with the gig.
That's right.
All right, peace out, folks.
Peace out.